Hi friends, David here from Learn Stage Lighting and Above AVL. And in this video, I am pumped, I am hyped, I am so stinking excited, and I'll tell you why in a few minutes, to talk about how to choose a console or lighting software for stage lighting. It's the thing that honestly, in terms of this channel, our website, everything really has always been what people come to us for. It's the thing that put us on the map, that more than anything else, it's what we talk about. And we got some cool stuff today. Let's dive in. Okay, so, we've been doing Learn Stage Lighting since about 2012, and by far the number one thing we talk about is control. Why? Because the console you use and how you control your lights is probably the biggest thing that can either be a big headache, be the thing that keeps you from really getting what you want out of your lighting, or it can be the thing that enables you to make great lighting and not have a lot of barriers to it. And the problem has always been that there's no one size fits all console. Anyone that just, says, hey, this is the console, everybody should just use this, or you see them comment on Facebook on a group, and every time somebody asks them out of their situation, it's always the same answer. Don't listen to them. They're wrong. Okay. It's not that simple. However, it is fairly simple. And so, what we're going to do here today is talk about that. We're also going to talk about why I'm so excited about consoles right now, because we were kind of in a console depression over the last few years where some of the lower end kind of PC software consoles, entry level stuff that we recommended kind of took a dive in the sense that it didn't get updated like it should, kind of fell off the map, right? And some of the things that we're going to recommend today were not very good a few years ago and have gotten much better, or new stuff has come out. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. So, when it comes to choosing a lighting console, as I mentioned, that's something that people have come to us, people have come to me for the past however many years it is, since 2012, 12 years or so, even longer, asking for our opinion, our recommendation on consoles, and then often go with that because we also teach them how to use it. And it's not always an easy question to answer, but what we've done is basically narrow it down to a couple really important things that you really have to think about before you choose a console or lighting software. So you're going to have entry level, you're going to have kind of intermediate level, you're going to have pro level lighting consoles, but that's not even the first thing we look at. And then, you have different niches, different types of events, right? You have band lighting, you have church lighting, you have DJ lighting, you have theater lighting. Those are the main four we usually address here, because they fit a lot of different kind of buckets, right, of different types of events that people do. That's also not the first thing we think about. Okay. There's really two things we think about when it comes to controlling lighting before, to really put you in the right direction. Number one is, how much stuff are you looking to control, and can your console or software of choice control that reasonably well? Right. And I say reasonably well because, sure, like on a PC software with a mouse, you can control, thousands upon thousands of fixtures from a technical basis. But it might not be wise to do so. It's going to be a lot faster to have, a full on console like this that I have in front of me, this Onyx NX4, right? So that's the first question, right? You just kind of on a technical basis, in a similar manner, there's those little controllers with all those faders, and a lot of our companies that products we sell, they sell these, right? It has these fixture buttons on the side and all these faders, and those things are all terrible. Like, unless you need the most simplest, playback one thing, don't fade between it, make it difficult to program, that's the only reason you should ever use one of those things. And so that one can technically, those can technically, a lot of times, control 384 channels of lights, but it's not always wise to, right? So that's the first question you've got to ask is, can can the console I'm looking at, from a technical basis, control the lights that I want, and then does it make sense to do so? Okay. And then the second big thing that you really want to look at is, how am I wanting to play this back during an event? Okay. Because that one, almost more than anything else, really kind of determines your direction. let's talk about the few ways that people play back lighting during events, right? The first way, the way people think about is a lighting operator, right? Here I've got this console and I've got all these faders on it, right? And I can bring up my showroom up and down and, I can play things, I can do things on the screen, I can bring all sorts of faders, buttons up and down. I've got live manual control, lots of playbacks, lots of faders, lots of cues, and I'm able to take the lighting in a direction no matter what the event does, right? That's like a full on busking kind of free form layout. It's great, it's awesome, it's fun. But not everybody runs their events that way, right? You may have volunteers that just, aren't don't have the experience or the knowledge to make those kind of decisions and do things like that on the fly, right? You might be running off of backing tracks, in which case, if you do the exact same thing every night, you know exactly the order of the cues and the songs they're going to go into, then there's really no need to have the freedom and flexibility to do whatever you want because you're not going to do whatever you want. You're going to follow the path, right? That's a really important distinction. The key things I think about is backing tracks. We think about running it completely live on the fly. We think about running it on the fly with an operator who's just pressing go. They're just clicking through a single cue list, running through the show. Nothing wrong with it. Sometimes that's the right thing to do. And then we think about triggering from other sources like ProPresenter, if you're in a church, or Proclaim, that can send MIDI notes to a console or software and be able to trigger it. That's where we really start to dive in. And then you can look at options and start to evaluate, hey, will this software or console work for me? Is it gonna be strong in the areas that I need strengths? Is it gonna be weak in the areas that I'm weaker, or that what I need is just not as important, right? Like, for an example here, we'll just start at the top. Onyx, and this is an NX4 console, but there's various hardware software options all the way down to hundreds of dollars, all the way up to thousands of dollars, and everywhere in between. And Onyx is great at running a show live and on the fly. It can do time coded shows pretty well. I'm going to tell you, it's not going to blow your mind on time code as much as some other consoles do. And when it comes to firing things over MIDI from other sources like presentation programs, etc., it also can do that. But if that's your primary thing and you're not controlling a larger rig of lights, I would honestly often think about something else, because the process to take MIDI, bring in the input, map it to a cue, and have it ready to fire is a little bit complicated. Just gonna be honest with you. We love Onyx. I have it set up. It runs at my church every week this way, but it takes a bit more to set it up than other programs. So you may want to consider that, right? Coming down, now we're actually recommending, and we're going to review it and have all this, my DMX from ADJ. Okay. It's known as DOS Lite Worldwide. Don't install both on your computer. And my DMX5 is incredibly stable software wise. It does what it's supposed to for the basic to intermediate level user. It comes with this box when you buy it that can save 10 scenes in it, actually much more than that, with pages for just anybody to walk up and press. They don't need to be trained. They don't need to know how to operate your lighting, and they can just press those. And then you're good to go. And my DMX does a much better job at taking input from MIDI than Onyx does, right? And now it's stable and it has multiple universes. And no, it doesn't do everything. In fact, some things like a preset or palette based approach to be able to update your cues later, it just flat out doesn't do. You can kind of cheat it a little, but it's not really there, right? So there's advantages in both directions, from an intermediate to a pro level. From an intermediate to a more basic level, for example, we have the Wolf Mix, the WMX1 from ADJ here. Okay, this one's come a long way in recent years, and you can catch our full reviews to all of these. We'll link to it below, maybe in the video as well. What it does really well is it's completely standalone. You don't need a computer to run it. But now it has a MIDI input. So this is a MIDI controller just hooked up via USB, and I'm actually controlling this lighting rig behind me. Okay. And you can see that I'm able to control the intensity of my groups of lights and then switch between some different scenes as well too, which is super cool. All on this simple standalone, hands-off type controller. There can be right answers for everybody. So in short, How do you choose the right lighting console for your band, church, DJ, or theater? There's a billion out there. There's a lot of them that aren't good, a fair amount of them that are mediocre, and a few that are really good. And what we're going for and what we're recommending here now on Lauren Stage Lighting, our current top picks are take a look at this WMX1, check out our reviews for entry level band, church, DJ. I mean, you could do a theater show with it, probably not a theater show. Okay. The huge benefits are super, super easy to program. The downsides are it uses a group based approach for things. So if you want to do a lot of things with individual fixtures, it may not be the best bet, but it does take MIDI input and it works really well. They're really reliable, really, really easy for non lighting people. Next, we have My DMX, and we also recommend Lightkey kind of alongside this, the Mac software. Okay. My DMX and Lightkey, both really great options. My DMX is a slight price advantage for most users, as Lightkey is a subscription by quantity of channel. So the price varies depending on who you are. But we've found it to be a really solid software that, for non lighting people, again, is easy to use, but not too difficult. And you're able to do some really honestly complex things with it. You're able to lay things out in a way that makes sense, and again, use MIDI controllers to get hands-on tactile control of your lighting and your program. So we found that to be really well, and we've got a full review on that, so you want to check that as well too. When we jump up to the pro grade, we get to Onyx. Few big advantages moving to a pro grade controller, like I said, are cloning, the ability to copy, bring in new fixtures, copy them from old fixtures, as a global way. The WMX kind of does that, but differently. So cloning, pixel mapping, being able to run video on your pixel strips, on individual pixelized fixtures, etc., things like that. All of these are pixel mapping. The ability to use a preset or palette based approach, which means that when you want to change the color blue in every single cue in your show file, you just update the blue palette, one move, adjust the lights, record to the blue palette. Every cue that was built from that palette automatically and instantly is updated when you update that. Okay, so that can be a huge advantage too. If you run into spaces where you have different lighting rigs, if you need to change things from event to event to event, you can do that in a pro grade console. And in some of these consoles that are steps down, you don't have that much ability to be flexible and on the fly. So I hope this helps you today kind of get a start on looking at some different consoles and how you can choose the right one for your needs. We're also launching a console chooser that's going to help kind of guide you a console. And then the next few videos in this playlist are going to go specific, more in depth on specific types of lighting and how to choose between these different consoles for that specific type of lighting. I'm going to show you the basics of, hey, this is what's good for this type, this is what's bad, this is what's okay, and show you how to get things done. If that sounds good, you'll need to subscribe here. Check out the full playlist below. And of course, when you need any of these items, whether WMX, My DMX, Lightkey, or Onyx, Above AVL is your place to get them. We're here to help you get not only your control solution, but any lighting you need and audio and video equipment. If that sounds good, we want to be your partner in helping you get exactly what you need with great customer service and a personalized price as well. If that sounds good, head over to Above AVL, add some stuff to your cart, quote it out. We love to help. And we'll see you guys in our next video. Thanks.